This is Ashen here, extrasensory psychic, Completion Process Facilitator, Parts Work Facilitator, Heart Space Coach, Shaman, and Qigong teacher. And I wasn't planning on coming here to film for you guys today. I was trying to get to a river, but I was having too much fun and I lost track of where the hell I was, so this is where we are instead. So today I want to talk to you guys about how to get in your power, how to get your power back. Because this is something that we as humans have lost touch with so much. And we're not connected to our power, and we're not connected to creating life the way we want to, right? When you're in your power, it's like, I know that I get to live my best life. I know that things get to be amazing. I know that I get love and abundance and all of the good things in life. And I know that any situation that comes to me, that I can find a solution and I can find a path of least resistance and I can handle it. And it's always going to be okay because I am capable. I am responsible for my life and I am empowered. The problem is that we have together collectively come to this place where we make it acceptable to be powerless, and we as a society collectively make each other feel like we are powerless, like it's societally acceptable to, watch Netflix all the time and eat unhealthy food and shame each other and have unhealthy relationships, right? And to make us feel like the government is the one in control, the media is the one in control, they know what's best for us, they know what's a yes and what's a no for us, and we have to listen to them, and we're kind of pushed around like sheep. And we are indoctrinated to believe that we should not have our own beliefs, that we should not have individual thought even. And the thing is, this breeds a society of powerlessness. It doesn't have to be this way, right? So many people are powerless, but being in your power is your birthright. And every single human being is capable of being in their power. Every single human being has a solar plexus. And every single human being has everything that they've ever needed to be someone to step into their power, to be someone to take control of their life, to be somebody to make a difference in the world, to be somebody to say, I can do this, I am capable. Right? And the problem also is that we as humans are a tribal species, and we have isolated each other so much. We have pushed each other into this isolation, into this feeling of we're on our own, when we as humans actually thrive better in a community. We actually thrive better in a tribe, and we help each other with our gifts and we help each other with our weaknesses, and just by being in a tribe we can get more done, right? Because you're over there doing this and I'm over there doing that, and we're collectively working towards the same goal, but we're more force, we're getting it done together faster, and we are more minds to come together when there are obstacles. So we thrive so much better in community, and it's actually it's a need, it's a second nature need. It's one of the most important needs that we have, is to have human connection, is to have a community of people to have physical contact with, to have emotional support with. All of the needs that we have, a plethora of our most important basic human needs come from community. They don't come from just one partner. They don't come a lot of them can be met with one partner, but a plethora of them cannot be met with just one person, and they definitely can't be met isolated alone. So this is something that we really have to look at. The first thing that I want to say, that being powerless is a state of mind. There is always a way to find your power in any situation, because even in the worst case scenarios that could possibly happen to any human being on this planet, what you do with your mind, what you do with your emotions, and how you feel about the situation is still in your power. And being in your power is still in your power in that situation, no matter how bad it gets. And the second we choose into our power, right? Being in your power doesn't mean things are going well. It means that I am mentally and emotionally feeling that I am capable and going to be okay and going to take the route of least resistance no matter how bad things are. And being powerless is very much being in this victim standpoint, and is very much being in this space of I can't do it, it's never going to work for me, all of these things are against me, I'm just somebody who's not capable, I'm just somebody who's just not good enough, I'm just somebody who just can't. We have to start, first of all, saying that we can do it, and we have to step into our power. Stepping into your power starts with a state of mind, and starts with being in connection with your emotions and in presence with yourself and in presence and in reality with the situation. If you're not in reality with the situation, you're also not in your power. So you have to get into reality with yourself, and then accessing tools that we are given as humans is our mind, to not let your mind be the enemy, but to calm down all of these monkey mind thoughts of negativity and allow yourself to slowly raise your vibration in those thoughts, and to slowly come back to center in those thoughts, and to slowly think, okay, if this is the thought of why I think I'm powerless or I can't do it, or how can I question that? Do I ultimately know that this is the truth, right? And the thing is that we have different parts of our consciousness within us. And when we're feeling powerless, we're actually completely identified with an aspect of ourselves that is our powerless body. It has its own identity, it has its own life experiences, and it is the inner child that was put into trauma and situations where they had PTSD, where things happened, and they couldn't deal with the situation. And that is where our powerlessness comes from, is still being in that inner child mind that I can't do it. We have to get out of this programming that we are powerless. And we have to start by taking initiative that every single one of us, no matter how bad it is, can be in our power. And it starts by facing the things that are going wrong in your life, and facing things that could be better in your life, and being in reality with them, and figuring out, what am I going to do about it? How do I actually give myself the best life possible? How do I make it better from here, right? And to change your mindset from feeling like a victim and feeling powerless and feeling like, it's never going to work for me, right? And these emotions are valid. It's valid to feel powerless. It's valid to feel like the victim. But the time and place for that is to actually go into a completion process for it, or to actually be in presence with that emotion, and to not identify with it in your life. So to not live from that place, but when it comes up, to bring it closer, to stop, to listen to it, to spend some time with it, and allow it to find resolution and shift. To not just feel powerless and stay there and live your life from that place. That's the difference, is we get to feel that way, and every human is ultimately going to feel that way, and you don't have to shame yourself or make it bad for feeling that way, but we get to change it, we get to make it better, we get to shift it, we get to make it different. And a lot of the time, when we're making the best decisions for ourselves in life, and when we're making the biggest changes, it can feel like a pressure cooker. It can feel like it's really, really, really hard to do that. And it can be something that's not easy, right? It's not always easy to commit to being healthy when you've eaten unhealthy your whole life and your body is craving junk food, right? Or it's not always easy to quit an addiction, right? It's not easy to go from being unhealthy to healthy. It's not easy to change a negative mindset. But the thing is, when it feels like that pressure cooker and you're doing something that is self-loving, you know that you're stepping into your power and you're heading in the right direction. And often when the universe is trying to make us step into our power, that's when everything's going to feel like it's going wrong in your life, and that's when it's going to feel like it's a pressure cooker, because instead of you doing it to yourself, the universe is trying to do it to you. The universe is trying to put so much pressure on you with things not being good that you cannot ignore what you actually need to do with your life anymore. You cannot ignore the path that you should be taking anymore. And so the universe starts throwing your dominoes down, so to speak, so that you can pick yourself up and actually head in the right direction. Because when we're comfortably numb, or when things are not good but they're livable, we often don't make the proper decisions for ourselves. That's when we don't actually make the decisions that we need for ourselves. We have to realize that when it feels like there's a fucking pressure cooker on us, when it feels like things are getting really hard and difficult and we're doing something self-loving and we're handling a situation no matter how bad it got, and we're actually doing it and facing it and being in reality with it, that's you being in your power, right? And that's you living your life, because we only have one life. We only have one life, and life honestly goes by so fast. And what is the point of it all? A lot of the time when we're in powerlessness, we're like, oh, I just wanna feel good all the time. And I don't, it comes from this mindset of like, oh, but like when I'm numbing myself, it feels good, so I should stay there. But if you actually went through the pressure cooker and did what needed to be done, it doesn't have to feel numb anymore. It can feel amazing. It can feel great. It can be thrilling. Life can be amazing, right? And so we kind of go from this place where we're like, oh, I just want to feel good right now. I just want to feel like I just want to escape from life. I just don't want to face it. Things like this. And it's like, you only have one life. Yes, it's hard, but do you want to take the path where it's harder to do nothing, or it's hard to do something? Because both are hard. Doing absolutely nothing and wasting your life, that's hard. Being unhappy for the rest of your life, that's hard. Or it's hard to face things and do it and actually make your life better every single day, and actually face life every single day. And then you get the results, and then you get life to be better, and then you get to experience how good life can get. And along the path of the pressure cooker, things are going to get worse and then better and worse and then better. And they're going to feel hard and then easy, and they're going to feel amazing and then hard again, right? But you're heading in the right direction, and you know that life is getting better and better and better, and you're reaching your desires, right? You only have one life, and no one is going to live it for you. So you have to decide, what do I really want to make of my life? If I were to die tomorrow, would I be happy with what I did with my life? Would I be happy with what I feel my life was? Would I be happy with where I am? Would I be happy with what I gave myself, right? Who's going to choose? Who's going to take responsibility of your life if not you? So a lot of the time people don't take actions because they feel it's so hard. They feel that nothing that they do is going to ever work out. They feel like it's not going to get any better no matter what. Another reason that people don't take action is because they're scared, or they're like, I don't know if it will work out for me, or I don't know how to. I don't know how to make it happen. I don't know which path to take. I'm confused and I'm lost. I don't know how it gets better from here. So I have some suggestions if you have some of these blocks with taking your power. One of the ways that you could go about it is you could imagine what it would look like in your life if you did know what to do. What things you would be doing if you did know what to do, what resources you would have gone to if you did know what to do, who you would have gone to if you did know what to do. And you could actually go about asking people, what do I do about this situation? I want this, I'm in this situation. What do I do about it? What questions should I ask myself? What resources should I seek out? What would you do if you were in my situation? And what would you tell yourself if you were in my situation? Another thing is you could imagine your future self coming in and telling you that it does work in the end. So if you're stuck because you're like, I don't know if it will work, I don't know if I can go through with it the whole way, or you're stopping at some point, imagine your future self coming in and saying it does work. Imagine the future self who has gone through it. Imagine everything that you would have gone through if you went through with it, all the things that it would happen, all the things that would change in your life, go through all the way to the end until you get to your future self, then have that future self come in and show you that it works. So if we're scared, we can hold our fear, and we can speak to our fear, and we can move forward. We need to find the right solutions and the right resources to keep moving forward in our life, and to find our power and reclaim our life. So another thing we can do to get our power back is we could literally channel our most empowered aspect. We could literally choose every single day when you're walking down the street or in our life, we could really channel what our most empowered aspect would be doing, how they would be walking, how they would be talking, what they would be wearing, what choices they would make in their life. And you can literally call in that part of you by saying, I release myself of all roles I'm currently playing, have ever played, or will ever play. I choose with my own free will to become the part of me that is the most empowered. And you just sink into that. And you open your eyes and you stay in alignment with the part of you that is empowered, the part that can do it. Another way to get your power back is to put a citrine in your belly button and to spend some time with the citrine crystal opening up your solar plexus and making you feel more power. You could practice a feeling of empowerment. You could practice the emotional feeling of feeling more empowered, and you could find thoughts that make you feel more empowered and practice expanding that energy and getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger in how empowered you feel in that moment. You can allow yourself to work through timelines where you really work from where you are now, and you can allow yourself to go back and see in your timeline where your inner child lost her power, the things that she went through to make her feel powerless, to work with the part of you that feels powerless, to channel the part of you that feels powerless, to talk to it, to find out why it feels that way, and to integrate it with the part of you that feels the most empowered. You can do Completion Process, which is an emotional 18-step process of inner child work and trauma resolution by Teal Swan, and I'm a facilitator for it along with many others. And you could do Completion Process on yourself. You could buy her book, The Completion Process, to learn how to do it on your own, or you could work with a facilitator if you need help. And you could go into the fact that you feel powerless, and you could find the childhood memory and the trauma where you felt powerless. Another thing that you could do is you could allow yourself to work with your timeline to go into, again, the past events that made you feel powerless, and to transmute them, to have your adult self work with transmuting the energy of the powerlessness and bring that forward to the present. Take a look at what your present life looks like and have your future self come in again to bring power back to your present self, and then travel to your future and experience what it would be like to be in your power, and to allow yourself to transmute all of the blocks within yourself that have stopped you. A really great process that I love doing for this is the energetic architecture by Reagan Hilaire, and this is a great one to go through the inner child and the present self and the future self timeline, and she'll guide you through it. Yeah, you get to claim your life, you get to claim your power back, you get to take control of your life, and it's really just a decision to be that person. Anyone that ever did anything great or was successful in life, they just chose to be that. They chose to channel their warrior aspect that would let no hurdles come over them. They're not special in any way. They decided to own their power. Our power is within all of us. It is an inherent aspect of us, and we have lost it as a humanity. It's something that we literally lost. We put it down somewhere along the lines. It's something that we each get to pick back up and reclaim, because it's already there, it's already within you, and you already have access to the most powerful aspect that you could ever. We are connected to the entire universe. We are an aspect of the universe. We are creators, and each and every one of us gets to have a powerful life. We don't have to feel like horrible about our lives, and we don't have to feel like life is bad, and we don't have to feel like life is this thing that just keeps knocking us down and pushing us around. And no, you get to take your power back. You get to take your responsibility and control of your life, and you get to make it better and better and better and better and better. And you get to have an amazing life, and you get to choose with your own free will to have an amazing life by doing the work to make it happen, because any single person can create an amazing life for themselves if they choose to do it, if they choose to be empowered, if they choose to take back their power and be in their empowerment. So make the choice right now. Make the choice right now and never look back, and continue to do the work to make it happen, because we are collectively in this together, and I believe you. I believe in you. And if you want to create the world that you want to see, it starts with you. If you want to make the biggest impact in changing the world that you see right now, it starts with you. You can do this.